Alright everyone, welcome back to another episode on the Mindcrack server. Today we're going to chop down some of these trees. We're going to get a bunch of wood and then we're going to create the second floor of our barn. We're going to redo it all. So today I want to give a quick update to start with. So I didn't post I think it was Friday, Monday, and Tuesday that I didn't post. And so the reason is just like it was really crazy at work. I didn't get home till like 7 o'clock each night, and then by the time I got home, I just wanted to go to bed. So so that was the reason for that. I do plan on getting started back up though. I don't want to miss any more days. We're gonna go back to day. I'm gonna hopefully like once a day during like Monday through Friday. Oh, let's see here. Let's just do a regular enchant. Okay, so I'm gonna do a regular enchant and then I'm gonna put sharpness on it. It's just unbreaking. All right. Well, I guess it's better than nothing. I think there's a sharpness book in here. Efficiency, I can throw that on there. Sharpness. What does that do? Oh, I guess we broke our anvil the last time. So let's make a new anvil then. Like this? Question mark? Yep. Okay. So that was that. So I had this idea. A while back, and I was gonna do it with a friend. There we go. Okay, and then we'll do. Sweet. Alright, that's pretty good axe. And then, actually, do we have any paper? Or, we have paper. Do we have any leather left? We don't. Let's quickly go ahead and breed these cows. Because what I want to do is I want to get some more books and I'll enchant with the rest of these levels. Come here, cows. So my idea is, me and my sister, I think she's like 10 or something, and she doesn't know, she doesn't know what it was like to live in the olden days with old Minecraft. So what I plan on doing is have a series where we just go through all the old versions and through. So we'll start with, we won't start with obviously the first version because I don't know what when multiplayer started. We'll probably start with that one then, because obviously we wouldn't be able to play with each other. So what the process is gonna be like is we're going to go through everything in that first patch. We're gonna do everything that there is to do in the game at that moment in time. And then once we complete that, we'll set like one major goal. Like with rails, we'll have like a rail system that goes X amount of distance. We'll go through all the old techniques of like, we'll do water ladders and we'll do the way to power old rails. We'll do all of that. And then once we do X amount of goals, then we'll move on to the next patch, and then we'll do whatever got added in that, and we'll keep doing that. If there's like a biome that we need to explore, we'll go explore that. If there's a new wood type, we'll make a building out of that wood type, or we'll include it in another build, things like that. So she hasn't played a whole lot of Minecraft to begin with, so it's not like it's gonna be something completely different for her because she hasn't experienced enough Minecraft to even be like, oh man, this is so different. But I want her to see all the old things that we had to deal with and all the like different contraptions that we had to do before like redstone was a thing and all that jazz. Before pistons, and then like when pistons come out, we'll do like make a 3x3 or 4x4 door. When villages come out, we'll add the villages to our builds or something like that. Obviously new wood types, and if there's like texture changes, we'll go through all those. But we'll basically just be doing all of that up until the newest version, and that'll be a series on this channel. I'm not going to stream it or anything, so that'll be like that'll probably be a two times a week, hopefully. Those will be a very slow progression, because I don't know, like, obviously she's a child and she doesn't have a whole lot of time, because she does a ton of sports and things like that. She does real world things. So we'll see what time that all works out for her. We'll get those episodes. I want to start that tomorrow. So if you don't see an episode tomorrow, we didn't start it tomorrow. But hopefully we get it done. Get started tomorrow. Well, actually, it might not start tomorrow because I've never run a server. I don't think that LAN was even added until after like beta was over. To be honest. I think it was one of the later versions that LAN got added, so I would have to go through and make a server, and I'm not that savvy in creating servers, so we might start tomorrow. I might just use that entire day trying to set up a server to begin with. I'll have to worry about like corruption, like maps getting corrupted because of the older versions. Do stairs have, or do ladders have... Is this an oak ladder? No, it's just a regular ladder. Okay, so there's no, like... Well, that's because it's made of sticks, duh. There would be no specific version for those. So yeah, that's something I really, like, I got, like, we had planned on doing that in a... We planned this like several months ago, like maybe half a year ago, over a year, because I remember it was actually back in like, oh, you know what? That's what was happening earlier. So I went to test out the older, just to show my sister what it was like, and it changed all of my settings. So I don't know. Controls, yeah, auto jump right there. So yeah, it reset all my settings, so auto jump is on. But yeah, we had planned this for a while. It started with the achievement maps, where you had to like go through, and each achievement expands the border. So like that was the original idea, and then we got to thinking about like updates and stuff. It's like it would be cool to go back and see all the updates, and then it eventually became, well, what if every update we just expand, like every time that we do everything in that update, then we move on to the next update, and we just keep going from there. And that idea never really got anywhere with our group. So since that didn't happen, I want to go back and I still want to do it. Like that seems like it'd be a really fun idea. So we'll go ahead and try that out. I think it'll be good. Let me sleep first. So the story I want to tell today is... I was probably 6 or 7. Oh yeah, I died before this in the Nether. It was real bad. It was sad. So I was probably 6 or 7. I could have been younger. So my parents had to do something, and my grandma was there to babysit me. And we lived out in the country at the time. And there was a creek that was just down the road from us. It wasn't too far. It was like probably like 2 blocks. Is there a person out here? Hello, guy. Hello, welcome. Do you got any good trades? You got a fern. Bucket of pufferfish. Nothing really too great. Guy. I don't need anything from you. Welcome, though. Oh my god. Jesus. Quit freaking out. So we had this creek that was near our house, and we convinced me and my friend that lived nearby. Lacey, she had lived down the street from us, and we ended up convincing my grandma to take us fishing while our parents were gone, and she agreed. And I don't know, it must have been at least like 20 years since she last went fishing, because she was very old and didn't really understand what was happening. I don't. Maybe this is just the way I was remembering it as a child. But it seemed that like she wasn't very enthusiastic about the idea of going out, and she was really worried about me hurting myself on the, because we had like fishing poles and stuff at the house, and she was very concerned about my well-being, as any grandma would. And so we convinced her to take us fishing, and we walked down to this creek, and we're just fishing, and I get the idea of just, let's just let's see how far I can cast my reel. And so I cast, and it gets caught on a tree across, okay, so the creek was near a cow pasture, so there was a fence there. And so it got caught in the tree, and my friend Lacey, she's just like, well, let me go grab it, and she jumps one of the fences, and then I was just like, oh, no, I can do it, and then I jump up across one of the other, I was going the quicker way. Like, I didn't understand why she went over one of the fences, which was further away from the tree, so I went over one of the other fences that was near. And I grab onto it, and it shocks the living light out of me. Like, I'm pretty sure I passed, like, it knocked me out, basically. It was for a little child, because it was only, like, a cow, like, electric fence, so it wasn't like strong or anything, but the fact that I was a little child, it really hurt. And I still had, like, I didn't get a scar from it, but it was the weirdest feeling in the world, and I didn't understand what was happening, and I had everybody rushing over towards me, like, trying to, like, see if I was alright, and I just had no clue what had happened. Well, apparently, obviously, I touched an electric fence. One of the fences was electrified and the other one wasn't, and that's the reason why she had gone for one of the other, on the other fence. And yeah, that was a very scary moment, especially for my grandma, because she's just like, I don't know what to do. She's old and senile, and so that was me getting shocked by an electric fence. Guy, this is not your home. I'm gonna need to ask you to leave. Get out of my house. I thought he was. I was waiting for him to jump the window. I don't remember. I had a plan for the windows, but I don't remember what it was. I do want to go caving though soon. I do need a lot more resources. I need more wood types is what I need. I need to have these ready for when I build the horse barn, the stables. Man, like this week has been so crazy at work. Like, oh my god, I can't place anything. I just need to get up here. So our station decides things at the last second. Like ABC decides things the very last second. They don't tell us. Thank you, goodbye. They don't tell you things ever. They wait like the week of. He came back. He's taunting. Get your own house, guy. So ABC, they don't tell you when they're gonna air things, especially with football games. Those get decided last minute. I already have bones in my inventory, and it's the hardest thing to plan for. Like, you cannot plan for something that you have no plans for, right? And so they decide, oh, we're gonna air this really important game that you're gonna be required to like you're gonna be required to make a commercial out of. Like, you gotta make this in like 2 days. You got 2 days to make this commercial. It's like, I don't have. Why, please? And so this whole week, this week has been crazy because it's like. So what happens when you get these kind of things like whenever these things happen is it spreads like wildfire. So like the news of like, oh man, this is an exciting moment of like, oh, we got the rights to air this episode, or this football game or whatever, and it's an exciting time because it means that we're gonna get a lot more viewers than we normally do, because oh goodness. So our station is dead last in our market. So it's exciting when you get important big games, and it means that you're going to be getting a lot more viewers than normal. On the other hand, I'm going to have to, like, you want to promote the shit out of these kind of things, right? You want, like, if it's going to be these big important games, then you're going to want to promote it, right? So as a promotions producer, that's my entire job, and it relies on knowing the schedule. And when you don't get the schedule for, like, you get it like 2 days in advance, it's a very stressful, especially when, like, for me, I'm still new at this whole thing. So, yes, guy, I am. So it's very stressful for me because I'm not used to these, like, under pressure situations. It's not something you can't really prepare for it in college. It's not like you can try. I mean, there are assignments of like, okay, you got to do this in the next 30 minutes to see how fast you can do it, but not with editing. Editing was not a thing that I learned in school. So it's very difficult when you have those types of things happen because it's very last minute. I don't know how to, like, prepare myself for these situations, and then I kind of get like this, like, not writer's block, but like I guess like a mental block of like, you sit there for like an hour just like processing that this is happening and you have to get it done, and then you get into a flow for a bit, but then it's like you get to the end, and then your boss looks at it, and then she gives you this. We got to do something. She gives you like 5 changes or whatever, and then you get through it, and then once you get those edits done, then she just like, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, here's 30 other things. I'm just like, you couldn't have mentioned that to begin with, and it's very frustrating. It's not on her, it's definitely on me and my editing skills, but it's hard because the thing is, she's already busy herself. So she doesn't have time to, like, watch over my shoulder. Like, she just doesn't have time, right? That's the whole reason I was brought in, was because she didn't have time. And she's like, here's all the stuff that I can't do. Here's all the easier kind of things that she doesn't have time to deal with. Because I wish I'd had as much skill as she did, but she's been working at the station and doing the same promos for the past, how many years now? Like, she's probably been working there 15 years now. So she knows the ropes and she knows what she's doing. So she makes all these great promos, and then I look over at mine. It's like, it's not good. It's not any good. And it's hard to, like, reason with yourself. It's like, well, this was gonna happen. You're not her. You haven't been working here for 15 years. You're gonna have to learn. But at the same time, it's very discouraging. It's very discouraging. It makes it easier when you get, like, compliments of like, oh yeah, this looks good. But when you're compared to her, like, she doesn't give you that, like, oh, this is great, because when she's comparing it to her stuff, it's not good at all. Which, for me, it's kind of a, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's good and it's bad. I see both sides to the story. Because with that situation, I can put these ladders back up, I guess. It's good in this situation. It's good because it makes you learn quicker, or it's like you have to. Which one's middle here? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are right here. So it kind of makes you learn a little bit quicker, and it's not. What's the best way to explain this? It's not giving you satisfaction when you make something mediocre, right? She's trying to push me, so she doesn't. I don't know if that's like the logic behind it, but I'm like, this is how I feel about whenever I don't get like compliments on my work. It's like, well, you didn't. I mean, you don't deserve a compliment because you didn't do any. I mean, it's not good, right? The work isn't good, so you're not going to get anything out of it. The other way I see it, whenever I worked at, well, I still work there, but for Jackrabbit Athletics, where I work for college and I make football videos, they don't know what a video editor is because they don't have those over, like, they're very limited in that area for video editors. So when they look at my stuff, they're just like, oh man, this is the most amazing stuff I've ever seen. So when I get that kind of compliment, it's like, oh great, I love that. But then at the same time you think about it, it's just like, but they don't really know what good editing is because they've never seen it. Because the stuff that I do for them, it is very bare minimum. Like, if I had more time, like, I don't have a whole lot of time. I only get like 2 hours a week to work on those videos. But if I were given more time, it would look 10 times better. But when I put like an hour or two into that work, it doesn't look good, but they still like compliment me on it, and so it's like, I'll take it. But at the same time, it's not my best work. I don't feel like I deserve the credit for it because I really didn't do anything. So it's a really back and forth type of thing. Like, do I want the credit for this, or do I want to be pushed? Because that's the other thing. When I'm working with my boss at the college job, he doesn't tell me what I'm doing wrong. He doesn't like give me tips. He doesn't like, oh, this is what you could try next time. It's more of like, oh man, this is great. Thank you. And then it doesn't go anyway. It's just like, what did I do wrong? Well, this looks great. I don't have any criticism for you. Well, that doesn't help. It doesn't help, right? It's like, what can I do better? I don't know what I can do better. Let's go make more of these lanterns. So in that scenario, it doesn't help me. It doesn't help me succeed. It doesn't help me get anywhere. It just, oh, it looks good. Let's see here. How many more of these do I need, do you think? I'll make a few more. I'll just turn all of these honest. Oh, well, this is fine. This is fine. I imagine at some point I'll use all of these. Having a backstock isn't a bad idea. Because I remember working at like a basketball tournament that I went to, and I remember getting like some random, I think it was, oh, this isn't, oh yeah, that's right. He was one of the coaches for the women. He was the head coach for the women's basketball team, and he said that he loved all my work and stuff. But it was like, I don't know who you are. I don't know. Like, I know who you are, but I don't know how much experience you have with editing videos. But I really didn't put any effort into it. But I mean, the thing with that was I've never met the guy, so it was more of like, oh man, this guy just complimented me. Like, when random people do, it's different when it's your boss complimenting you, but when it's random, like when you get people coming up to you like, oh man, I really like your videos that you made, that's a little bit different, because then it does feel like people on the outside looking in, it does look good to them. I wonder if I should put some of these on the outside as well. Is even? They're not even. Oh well. Doesn't have to be even. We're not looking for consistency. You just, if it looks good. I think that looks good. So yeah, I think that there's different. I think in each scenario you just take it a different way. You take the compliment, because it's always good to get compliments, right? It's always nice to have somebody appreciate your work. But then it's also nice whenever you do get that criticism, like, okay, this is what you can do better next time. And I think it takes a healthy, like, it takes, like, each one is as important as the other. I think getting a mixture of all three is very nice. It mixes it up too, and it's not the same. This is what you could do better every single time. So I like having a color. I have several different jobs with editing, so it doesn't become stale ever, I don't think. Because I'm a professional at the TV station, I go in expecting not to be my best every day. Whereas with my hype videos that I make for SDSU, that kind of thing, it's only an hour a day, and I mean, it's nice to have that side money, but it's also nice just to be able to express myself and not be stressed about work. Because with him, he doesn't, like, my boss at SDSU, he doesn't really expect a whole lot. Like, he does expect things out of me, but not to the standard of my television job. And so that's where it becomes like this. You don't have to stress about this. It's just you put some things together and he'll like it either way. And you get a compliment out of it, so that's always a plus. So I think that's probably a good spot to end it. I'm going to gather some resources, and we'll start on the stable next time. We might have a caving episode in between. I do need a lot more resources. The stable, I'll grab these horses, and I'll probably make some leads next time. But yeah, I'll probably put the... I might make a pond. I might make like a stairway down from here and make like a fishing area, or even like a camping site. It's kind of steep for that though. There's not really a. Here, I wonder if there's an area over here that I can do it at. That's kind of I wonder. I might take out these reeds, and I could have like a path leading down to here. And it might not even be like a wood path, it might just be like a trail that is just worn down. That looks like people have walked on it a bit. Something like that. Down to like a watering hole or something. I might expand this out, and it looks like it like flows into like the river flows into a pond or something here. I don't know. I might mess around with some ideas. But before I leave, let's see here. How long has it been? About 30 minutes. Before I leave, I want to recommend some music. So I'm going to a 21 Pilots concert here in a couple weeks, and they're going on tour with a band I'd never heard of before. So I wanted to listen to their music so I actually knew what it was going into it. And they're called the Mr. Wives, and it is some of the best music I've heard in a while, and I'm obsessed with them. Like, I'm so excited for this concert now. Like, I was a little skeptical because it was like, I don't know who this band is. I don't know if I'm gonna like them or not. But man, they're impressive. I don't know why I've never heard of them before. I think that they definitely deserve to be a lot more well known than they are. But yeah, if you guys want some good music, listen to Mr. Wives. They're kind of like I don't even know how to explain. Like, they're like a hip hop, not hip hop at all, like a rock, kind of like Avril Lavigne mixed with like a funk. They got like a saxophone and stuff in it. I don't know. It's hard to explain. They're a very mixed group of people. They're like a mixed genre. It's an indie band, but yeah. If you guys want to listen to some music, that is where I recommend. But yeah, keep an eye out for the new series of version hopping. And we will see you guys in the next one. See ya.